they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets.
Welcome to Graybo's Giblets, part of the NoOffSeason.com Sports Card Network. We know you don't have 40 hours per week to pour over podcasts and spreadsheets to handicap these games yourself. We do that for you and bring you our picks each week so you can have confidence heading into the weekend or walking up to the window. We're out here dropping giblets, so we might drop a few giblets about sports cards while we are here. I'm your host, Graybo, and joined by Denny One Time and Fitz to break down the NFL playoffs, wild card weekend, and throughout the whole playoff scenario. So, fellas, how we doing? It's here. This weekend's exciting.
I'm very excited, not only because NFL playoffs are starting, which I love dearly, but I see a difference in Fitz's face from yesterday. Thursdays, Fitz is stressed. On Fridays, leading the playoff weekend, there's just a big smile on his face, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, I'm a happy boy.
Happy boy. He loves talking, gambling, and sports because he also pretty much swept us in the NFL too, except for locks.
I got hot at the end.
You got hot at the end, and you beat me by a half a game for like the board picks. You know, we kept those records. You beat by half. Denny was way out of it, but you beat not way out of it.
6 games or something.
Yeah.
Denny went 2-1 last week, but we don't reference that unless he goes 0-3.
Yeah. We all went 2-1 last
Gray
week.
just glosses over it when I do well. He pounds me when I do poorly.
It's because you make fun of my spelling. All right, so let's get into kind of the beginning of this. When we first started, we talked about some picks. We did a preview show, and it's interesting to go back and see kind of where we stand. When we talked about division winners in the AFC, Fitz nailed it with the Bills. I had Dolphins plus 300. That hurt. Ouch. That hurt. And then Denny went Jets plus 270. You liked the Bills, but you went Jets. I bet you didn't think Rodgers was going to get hurt.
Yeah, I did not predict a season-ending injury on the third play. I will just say, as we're getting these futures, I just think for the listeners out there, it's really hard to bet just games and beat the VIG betting just games. You can do it, but like Billy Walters does it, not many people do it. But futures, if you do futures correctly, it does give you a chance to hedge out and turn a profit. And so like your Dolphins, for example, plus 300 came down to one game, right? I don't know what you did, doesn't matter whether you hedged or not. You have the ability to lock in a profit there. So just
correct. We made some.
Yeah.
And Denny, you have a really good future.
We'll talk about that now. We're in the future
section.
section.
Teasing us? He's teasing us. All right, AFC South. That was kind of a pass. Duke had the Titans plus 350.
Yuck.
That was yucky. The North Fitz hit the Ravens. Me and Denny had the Browns. I'm fine. I'm fine with the Browns pick. Go ahead, Denny.
Yeah, we all I think at the beginning of the season we were thinking Browns, Ravens, Bengals, Steelers are all kind of close. So let's take the value if it hits, great. And the Browns end up coming pretty freaking close. But
yeah,
you took the Ravens. Did you foresee this Ravens?
Yeah, and I also was handicapping that the Browns would lose their starting quarterback, starting running back, and both tackles. So if you don't have
and Joe Flacco coming in and being amazing.
But despite that, the Browns were better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah. The North was awesome to watch. And if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt, 4 of those teams. What if all 4 teams made the playoffs?
I think the Bengals were healthy. The Steelers wouldn't be.
Would be in trouble. Everyone was on the Chiefs, even though at minus 160, that was free money. Great job, everyone. In the NFC, Fitz and I passed. Duke hit the Cowboys plus 190. Woo! How about them Eagles? Choking. Good job. Good hit. I passed on the NFC South. Ugly. Duke and Fitz loved the Falcons.
We loved them.
Yuck. You love Ritter and the Falcons. That was your one bad play. Everything else was good. Yep. But the Ritter and the Falcons was yucky.
I even said that if you gave me one division to bet on, I would bet on the Falcons.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite bets preseason.
Well, Arthur Smith, good riddance. NFC North, I'm not going to say my pick. Vikings was a homer pick, plus 275. Thought the Lions would choke. They didn't. Good pick. Fitz and Denny hit that, plus 145 Lions. And the NFC West, Fitz hit the 49ers. I don't know why. Were the 49ers just not a lot of value?
It was like minus 160.
Yeah. I mean, and the Rams and the Seahawks, you never know. So I think I stayed away because of the number. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I just like to talk about Arthur Smith for a second. I don't know if you dislike him as much as I do. A, for what he did to our Falcons this year and all of our futures, but B, I just think he's just I just think he's not a cool guy. So like to end his career, to have Jameis do what he did.
I love Jameis.
Jameis, like the last thing we'll remember Arthur Smith is him whining about that, and it's Jameis.
That's BS.
It's Jameis that did it. I just love that.
That's a W. That's E1. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight?
That was a soft look for Arthur Smith.
Dennis Allen was like, I told him not to.
Yeah.
Like, it's also a bad look for
It was also Tyrann Mathieu had a easy pick six. I don't know what he was doing there, so the outcome would have been the same. Don't lose by 40.
Tyrann Mathieu be like that.
Yeah. Honey Badger. All right, conference winners. Let's see our conference winners here. Fitz, myself, and Duke all took Bills plus 500. I also took the Bengals, not knowing Burrow would get hurt. In the NFC, myself and Fitz took the 49ers at plus 400. Duke bet all three. So that's what you were talking about. You can make some money hedging. You have Eagles, Cowboys, or 49ers, and you're leaning Cowboys plus 650.
Yeah, I mean, like preseason, you could bet all three, and
Right.
and like if any of those wins, you make a profit. And before the season, it seemed like a no-brainer. After the season, it seems like a no-brainer. Like of those, other than those three, who was going to do it?
Exactly. But I feel so confident in the 49ers right now. Our futures, Denny, Chargers over 9.5, Titans over 7.5. Those are bad.
Delete.
Sorry.
Please delete.
Couldn't get that out without laughing. The Bengals and Jets I had with you, 11-1, 18-1. I'll fine losing those. But you still have some. You have Ravens 18-1. Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
I don't remember making that bet.
That's an awesome one. You still have Eagles 8-1 and Bills 9-1. Did you get Bills when they were 25? When you were talking about it, remember you were like, "Don't sleep on the Bills 25-1 right here."
I'll get you I'll put it in the future section.
Okay, sounds good. Fitz did not hit the Falcons over 8.5, but Dolphins to make the playoffs, free money. Ravens over 9.5, Packers over 7.5, and then you still have a 49ers 10-1 ticket, a Bills 9-1 ticket. Bengals are out. For myself, I did not hit the Colts under 6.5. That was a bad one. Bengals over or Vegas under. Or did it hit the Rams over 6.5, Dolphins over 9.5, and Broncos under 8.5, baby. Never a doubt. And then I also had the Bengals Jets futures with Denny. Didn't have any other futures, but I'm going to place. So I've already placed some futures that I'll talk about on this show. Super Bowl prediction for the preview show. I'll start with mine because now I want to change mine. But Fitz and Denny's, y'all's is really good. And I hope y'all made like a bet with these two teams in and the score being what you picked at the beginning of the year. I wonder what those odds were. And if they were to hit coming up would be amazing.
I did not bet this matchup preseason. I did actually. My matchup that I bet last week is the same one. So yeah. So I took the other day before the playoffs started. I took Bills versus Niners in the Super Bowl, and I took Niners over Bills in the Super Bowl.
Love that.
Yeah. There you go. So Denny had the Bills 31, 49ers 21 in your preseason Super Bowl prediction. So that will probably change. Fitz has 49ers Bills. He has his 49ers beating the Bills 37-31 at the beginning of the year. That looks pretty damn good. I had Eagles Chiefs in a rematch, and Eagles winning 31-27. Not very confident in either of those teams right now, the way they're playing. But who knows? We will see. I am definitely changing mine. Fitz, as our producer, what were the dumbest things said this year on the pod? We each have one, I'm sure.
Well, no, this isn't all year. This was just me going back and re-listening to the preview the season preview
This
show.
is just preview show.
This is one episode.
So we probably said dumber things, this is the dumbest thing we said in a preview show.
Yeah, that'd be a good exercise.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it.
Season. Yeah, so we'll start with me. I said, quote, "It's Desmond time. Clearly, he can't be worse than Mariota." I think that was the dumbest. I shouldn't have led with that.
I love the word clearly.
Clearly.
It's so obvious.
Clearly. Great. You said Denny's got me believing in Deshaun.
Denny.
So I know that counts as his dumbest thing. Even that.
I know he got hurt, but he was atrocious in his 7 games. And then Denny, you said the Rams are doo-doo. Proved you wrong.
And I stand corrected.
All right, so let's get into Wild Card Weekend, and then we'll predict the Super Bowl champion here. In our we'll have future picks if we're adding anything for the people. So, Denny, you have a lot of picks here. What do you got?
So I think it's a weekend to definitely tease, not bet straight up. I think there's great teasing opportunities, lots of different mix and match opportunities. But if you want to make me bet 2 or 3 of the games against the spread, I'm going to take the Rams getting 3. I think they're live dogs for sure. I'm going to take Tampa getting 3. So the Tampa-Philly game is interesting because I don't really like either team. I can't see either team winning. So in that situation, take the field goal, take the points. The Bills, I do like the Bills at 9.5. I don't think I'm betting them at 10, but that is a bet I'm going to make, 9.5, and that's out there right now. The Cowboys, I'm not taking them at 7.5. I've listened to 17 different podcasts. I've heard Sharps convince me Green Bay at 7.5 is the play. I've had Sharps convince me Cowboys at 7 is the play. So I don't think I'm going to do a lot of that, but I do think the Cowboys are going to win. So I think it's a great teasing opportunity. So the teams I like, and I have an opinion on every game. I have a lean in every one of the games, I believe. But I like teasing all of these teams: Cowboys, Texans, Chiefs, Bills, Tampa, and the Rams. And so this weekend, I'm going to look at mix and match. I'm going to look at what a 6.5, 7.5 tease gets you. If you get them over key numbers. So I'm just going to through them real quick. I think the Cowboys are going to win. Not sure they're going to cover. The Texans getting 2.5 is cool, but I'd rather get 3.5. And so if you're going to do that, might as well tease it up and get more. I really like the Chiefs. I'm not sure if I like them 4.5 or 4, but the Dolphins are decimated on defense by injuries. And yeah, they're getting back some offensive guys, which is cool, but they're probably not going to be 100%. So the Chiefs rested old man Kelsey and Mahomes and key guys last week. So they're coming off a week of rest. They're going to be healthy. The Dolphins played a bloodbath last week and lost more defensive guys. Like they lost some big defensive guys in the last 2 weeks. So I really like the Chiefs, and I didn't like the Chiefs any this year. So, but take the Chiefs tease. I like them. So the Bills again, they might not cover the 10, but I like them at 9.5, and so I clearly like them teased down. If you get it below 3, for example. And then Tampa and Rams, already said. I'm leaning that way, and they're getting a field goal, so you tease them up and get them more than a touchdown. Love them. So I'll shut up now.
Love it. Love the teasing opportunity. I won so much money this year in NFL just teasing. Teasing is the way to go for NFL. And so definitely going to do it for the playoffs again. All right, Fitz, who you riding with?
Yeah, I don't think I could disagree more with Denny.
Woo!
Yeah, let's go.
Tim, are you listening?
We did.
Are you listening, Tim? We're going to disagree on the podcast, and we'll still be friends after.
Right. I think my favorite play of the week is the Dolphins.
Let's go. Let's go.
They are, to Denny's point, decimated. They've lost all of their pass rush. They've been without a lot of the guys, but they've gotten healthy now on offense this last week. Waddle should be back. Mostert should be back. Mostert's the key for me. I think with Mostert and A-Chain, obviously everyone's hyped about this weather, how cold it's going to be. I think McDaniel's going to try to shorten the game. He's a running wizard. I think they're just going to pound the rock, keep the Chiefs off the field, keep the clock running, get out of there. The Chiefs could win the game, but I think the Dolphins cover it. I also wouldn't be surprised if they won it outright.
So is this a situation where you like it, the game teased either way? So if, for example, if you can find Dolphins +4 and tease it down to the 7.5 points and the Chiefs are getting 3.5, you probably like the Chiefs, right? Yeah. And then if you tease it up 4.5, up 7 more, to 11. So we
Don't normally like to cross 0, but
Y'all are agreeing. Come on.
But he's clearly leaning Dolphins.
no, never mind. I hate it. I hate that tease off.
All right, you lean Dolphins. I lean Chiefs.
And I don't think the Chiefs can't really stop the run. So I like that matchup a lot. Anyways, that's my handicap there. And then this one's more of like a gut feel. I just think the Eagles are going to figure things out. I've been saying this for like the last 6 weeks. And they've gone
Like,
1-5,
what's going on?
but, I don't believe in the Bucs, and I think the Eagles -3. They're still good. I know they've just been reeling, and they'll figure it out. So I like them on the road, and I think they're going to face the 49ers in the next round. So I think they're motivated.
I like it. I'm kind of with you with the Dolphins play, Fitz. Sorry, Denny. Especially at that number. Like, it's all about finding the value and finding the number. Like, I like the Chiefs at 3. 3.5 even. But that plus 4.5 field goal, getting a field goal and more, Dolphins plus 4.5. I actually would be on instead of the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense has just not impressed me. I know it's going to be really cold. And like Fitz said, I think the Dolphins just slow the game down, keep the ball out of Mahomes' hand. Yes.
The cold weather thing. Somebody was telling me the other day. So obviously Tua is from Hawaii. It's warm there. Played at Alabama. Warm there. I don't think he's literally ever played at the temperature he's going to play at. That doesn't change anything for you?
Going to hand the ball off.
Yeah, it's very funny too because the whole thing with the Miami's home field advantage with putting the opposing team in the blistering sun.
Yeah,
it's just it's going to be like 100-degree difference.
Yeah,
maybe like more. I guess
100 degrees. That's a different experience on Earth.
Yeah,
but it's a little concerning.
It's also cold for the Chiefs,
but they're used to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, this is your time, Gray. Sorry.
Yeah, Denny. And then for me, so I do like the Steelers plus 10.5. I wouldn't like them at 9. I found 10.5 early on. It's now down to 9.5, so I'm glad I got the 10.5. You can tease them up, but then I also like teasing the Bills down. So again, just opportunities everywhere. Steelers plus 10.5. It's a playoff game. Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NFL. He's been in the playoffs. He's gonna. I know he has Mason Rudolph. But he's going to try to keep him off the field as much as possible by handing the ball off, running the clock, and his defense is going to win him this game. Not win the game, but spread, cover. They're not going to win the game, but they're going to cover. And no TJ Watt, I know that sucks, but I still like the Steelers getting this. Josh Allen is a liability. He will throw a pick or two, for sure. And then I like the Rams plus 3.5. I like the Rams. You're going to see a little future on the Rams, little tease here from me.
Rams money line?
Rams money line? Probably not. I'd rather take the points, but I won't be surprised if the Rams beat the Lions. Their offense, Stafford, Puka, Kupp, rested last week. Kyron Williams, their offense is really, really good. The Lions' defense is not good.
And no Laporta.
Lions defense is not good. I like the Rams 3.5 there. So those are going to be my 2. Probably, like Denny said, I'm going to be teasing a lot as well. Either do maybe like a dog teaser and a favorite teaser. Hit the middle, Denny. All right. So let's go into predictions. And we're just going to pick wins. We're not worried about the spread. Now we're just going to pick wins. It's playoff season. Sometimes the spread doesn't really matter. Who's up for it? Who's up for this weather? And who's going to ride it to the Super Bowl? So remember, at Graybos, get 10% off any purchase at graybos.co by using the promo code STRATEGY2023. Wild card round 1 is where we're going to start. In the NFC, we have the Packers at Cowboys, Rams at Lions, and Eagles at Bucks. 49ers getting the bye. Duke, who are your wild card weekend winners? We'll start there.
Cowboys will beat the Packers by 3 or 6 points. The Rams, in a bloodbath, are going to sneak out a field goal win. Eagles and Bucks, to me, it's like a coin toss. So obviously I'm taking the Bucks with the points, but straight up, I think if I'm doing like these pools and whatnot, this is where I get a little different and have the Bucks win the game. So again, I don't feel that strongly about it, but if I'm going to get weird, I'm going to get weird with the Rams winning and the Bucks winning round one.
Definitely do like 3 brackets or pools. You take in 2 Bucks, 1 Eagle, or 2 Eagles, 1 Buck.
Yeah, I'll do 2 Bucks, 1 Eagle, and 2 Rams, 1 Lions, probably.
Okay. All right, Fitz. Who you got? Round 1.
Round 1.
Wild card.
Start with the Cowboys. Chalk. I'm going chalk. Cowboys, Lions, Eagles.
All right. For me, Cowboys, Rams, Eagles. I do like the Rams to get that outright win.
Okay.
The more and more I think about it. Cowboys and Eagles. The Bucks don't scare me. I think the Eagles got lucky there getting that 5 seed playing the Bucks. Bucks don't scare me. I'm taking the Eagles all day. All right. For the AFC, Steelers at Bills, Dolphins at Chiefs, Browns at Texans. Denny. Now we go to the AFC.
All right, give me the Bills, Chiefs over Dolphins, and then the Texans-Browns game. Obviously, it's going to be very close. Give me Mr. Stroud winning his first playoff game.
Fitz, are you on board with that? Have something different.
Oh, this one was, like I said, this was the hardest one. I think I would not be shocked if the Browns knock off the Texans. I'm gonna go with the Texans just because I love D'Amico Ryans and what Stroud's doing. It's gonna be a completely different game than last week against the Colts. I think the Browns actually match up better with the Texans, but I just got a feeling that the Texans at home will get it done. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I don't think they'll have issues with Pittsburgh, and I'm going to take the Dolphins.
All right. So I'm going to go Bills, Chiefs. Dolphins cover, but Chiefs, close game. And I'm taking the Browns defense against C.J. Stroud in his first playoff game. For sure. So Browns, Chiefs, Bills for me. So then that gets us into the divisional round. So we're in round 2 here, divisional round. So based on y'all's picks from the first round, you got I forget that the NFL always does
it changes.
the changes and all that. So the brackets are actually really hard to do.
Right.
Because it changes all the time. So round 2, Denny. NFC, AFC. Let's do both here.
In this round is usually extremely chalky, favoring the home team because you're the better team and you're playing at home. And then obviously the 1 seeds have rested. So I'm going all chalk there. Cowboys, Niners, Bills, Ravens.
Ooh. I hope that happens. Those are 4 really good teams.
Yeah.
Fitz, who you going with?
I'll concede my time. I'm going to do the exact same as Denny.
Ooh. For me, I think the Eagles win.
Oh, I like it.
Ooh.
I like it.
I think the
So
Eagles
that's how you're
win.
going to get different in your
That's how I'm getting different in my pools. I have the Eagles in the NFC Championship against the Niners. I think the Niners are Fitz. I'm a big Niner fan. Big Niner fan this year. A lot of money on the Niners. So I have Niners, Eagles there in the AFC, Ravens, Bills. So I will get chalk there. And then for the AFC Championship, NFC Championship, are y'all sticking with your preseason picks? We going different, Denny?
So it's tough. The NFC to me is clearer. I think the 49ers are going to get there. I will be, sorry Fitz, I actually will be rooting for Dak. I know it's so weird. I grew up a Washington fan, and the last 5 years, I found myself rooting for Dak because I like him, and he's kind of always been a bit of the underdog, and I know how much crap he's going to get when they lose. And so, like, I found myself rooting for Dallas the last couple of years, and mainly because I bet on them. But I'm not betting heavily on Dallas to get to the Super Bowl. Because I do think the Niners are better. The Niners, like, less mistakes will be made by Purdy and co than by Dak and co. So I see the 49ers getting to the Super Bowl. That to me is a pretty clear path. And then I find myself on the other side torn because just like the last 3 years I've bet on the Cowboys, I've been betting on the Bills and Josh Allen, and I root for him, and it's probably my Achilles heel. I've got so many futures on the Bills. I'm still gonna bet. I'm still gonna bet the Bills over the Ravens. I'm still gonna bet the Bills.
Can I say something?
You can.
I'm kind of with you with Josh Allen. I'm just always rooting for Josh Allen. Is you rooting for Dak Did that start with buying a big Dak card too?
That's part of it, yeah. It's like, so I think that when we got into, you and I and Fitz got back into the card game, you start making these predictions, betting on people, right? And I bet, like the first summer, I bet on Herbert, Allen, Dak. Right. I went to that card show, I bought that big Dak. And then listening to the podcast, listening to Sharps. The last couple of years, there's been value on the Cowboys, even preseason, right? Like I bet them to win the division. They did. They won me money, so that's great. First time they've ever won me money, probably. So yeah, I think it's this, like, I've fallen in love with the predicting of things, and like I've been leaning on Allen and Dak.
I love it. Fitz, I hope you're not going Dak.
No. No. I have no problem rooting for Dak. I like Dak probably more than most. I probably like Dak more than most Cowboys fans. I would say that Duke probably doesn't surround himself with Cowboys fans, if that's why he's
I like Cowboys. I don't like Cowboy fans at all. At all.
But yeah, no, I'm with him. I'm going to go with my preseason. No need to change it now the way the Bills are playing. So I'm going to go Niners and Bills. It's crazy to leave out the Ravens.
It is.
Right? Like,
it is.
I don't actually have a good reason why. The Ravens are an absolute wagon.
Yeah, for me, it's like you don't want to go chalk.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to go 49ers, Ravens. And 49ers have a clearer path to me. And then the Ravens could get tripped up a couple places. Obviously, Josh Allen can make mistakes and still beat you. If he makes no mistakes, he's going to beat you, I think. So
agree with all that. Sorry, Tim, because I'm going 49ers, Bills as well. So doing this, though, everyone picking Bills, is that going to be like the pick in pools? Because people are going to be thinking, why am I going chalk? I got to change it up, so I'm going to take Bills over Ravens. It makes me think maybe I should take some Ravens and some pools here.
I have so many futures on the Bills and some on the Niners that we're going to get to the future bets that we're getting ready to make. So I'll save that. But that's probably where I'm going to play the Ravens because there's more value there than the Niners. But we'll get to that in a second.
Gotcha. Well, that gets us into our next segment. So perfect timing. Future bets for the playoffs. We already have a lot of preseason tickets, but we also want to add some things here for the playoffs. There's a lot of good numbers out there, some good value plays. So Duke, going right where you left off, you have a ticket for the Ravens 18-1. Did you add on to any of that with other teams?
So I've got, just to be clear, I've got that Ravens. It's so small. It's inconsequential compared to my Bills tickets and my Niners over Bills tickets. So
only 500,000.
Yeah, just a half unit. So preseason Ravens 18-1, preseason Bills 9-1, and I've added on to the Bills at 18-1, 26-1, and 28-1. So I got a lot of those Bills tickets that I can hedge out of, so that's fine. Preseason I've got Cowboys to win NFC at 6-1, San Francisco to win it at 4-1, and Eagles at plus 330 to win the NFC. So I'll probably just let those ride, and I'll hit one of them, and that's fine. So then, like I said recently, I bet San Francisco versus Buffalo at 10-1 in the Super Bowl, and I've got San Francisco over Buffalo at 18-1, right? So all those bases are covered. If 49ers win, I'll be fine. If Bills win, I'll be fine. So, like, my futures I'm looking at like to win the Super Bowl now, I don't think there's enough value on the Niners to get me excited, like at plus 2 something, 210, whatever. The Ravens at plus 320, that's more value. To me, like the Ravens and the Niners are kind of about the same, and you're getting a little more value on the Ravens. So I think I might do that just because I need to do that in case the Niners lose or Buffalo loses. So I'm going to take the Ravens plus 320, and then the Buffalo at 6 plus 650 to me. If I didn't have all these tickets, I would look at that number. Not enough value in the Niners. I don't believe in the Cowboys to win it or any of the other teams. But if you really want a long shot, if you really want to mess around, the Texans are 15-1 and Green Bay's 90-1. So if you're trying to predict like narratives of the playoffs, other than chalk versus chalk, Jordan Love and Green Bay 90-1. So Jordan Love, the last 6-7 weeks, has played as good as any quarterback. Really, the Packers have. He's efficient. So they could beat the Cowboys, and if they beat them, why couldn't they get hot and win a couple more games? So why not sprinkle something at 90-1? And that's nobody else in the middle. I'm not betting anybody else. Like the Chiefs, no. Dolphins, no. It's really those teams I just mentioned.
All right, thank you for that. Fitz, a lot of preseason stuff. Adding anything? Because you already have a lot of 49ers. Yeah. Are you hedging anything, going against them? I know you love to do that in your lock segment.
Call me the hedgehog. I think I was talking to Trinity, big Packers fan. I think he was talking about the Packers when they won. They were the last seed in.
Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. A little bit different team, obviously the youngest team. But imagine that path. They'd go on the road, knock off the Cowboys. Then they'd have to go to San Francisco, knock off the Niners, probably play the Lions, maybe, and then they'd have to knock off the Ravens or Bills. That would be amazing.
So like here's how I think you should play that if you really like is put 3 or 4 small bets on Green Bay at 90-1, and if you lose, who cares? But if they beat the Cowboys, you can instantly, that ticket goes from 90-1 to like 40-1 or something. You can instantly cash one out, and you've booked a profit already, and then let the other 3 ride.
Is there a name for that strategy? You love that. You love putting multiple small of the same tickets.
The Denny Dotson strategy.
Is there an actual?
You want to make one up right now?
Yeah.
The Denny Tiny Giblet.
Well, Gray, I think Gray I don't know if he was if he slurred the word giblet. But I think he called it a driblet.
Ooh.
Could be a driblet.
The Denny Driblet.
Yeah, the Denny driblet.
Driblet.
Denny Driblet. I picture like me dribbling down my chin.
It's like me saying Xavier.
Or however he pronounces Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Yeah, so my preseason tickets are Niners 10-1, and then Niners Bills Super Bowl matchup 30-1. I did add, I can't believe I did this and admitted it publicly, but I did add a Cowboys 8-1 ticket last week. I feel like hedge. That's an emotional hedge. Yeah, I think that's who the Niners end up playing. I don't think it'll be anything like the regular season matchup when the Niners blew them out. The Cowboys do legitimately scare me. I think their defense is vulnerable, but when Dak and CD are cooking, I don't know that we have a guy who can stop CD either. So I think that's what I'm going to ride with. We also, I think Gray mentioned earlier, we both have Bills and Niners conference champion futures, so I'll kind of let those ride. And I actually like that Ravens plus 320 as well. Obviously, anytime you can get plus money with a team like that, I think that's a decent play.
It's plus 320 to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, with me, I'm with Fitz preseason with Bills and Niners. Then I added some futures. Denny mentioned the Packers and Texans. I'm going to mention another team, 50-1, the Rams. Denny, you like them winning the first round. Like you said, you sprinkle a couple tickets on the Rams, 50-1. They beat the Lions. The ticket you might be able to cash out and make a little bit. So with that offense, the Rams can go on a little run. They beat the first round. They beat the Lions, and they're going to have to play the 49ers. Guess what? They're rivals. Anything can happen. I still like the 49ers in that game, but I think it'll be closer than you think. Like, is that a scary game for you, Fitz, playing the Rams?
Yeah, I mean, luckily they only played them really once this year.
With nobody, right?
The last week of the season didn't really. No one showed anything, but McVay and Shanahan are familiar enough with each other. They know exactly what they're going to do. So Shanahan does own McVay, but yeah, anytime the Rams, every team is scary to me.
Any team is scary when you're playing your team. Two great coaches. So the Rams 50-1 is not bad at all. I'm going my biggest bet of the season, 4 units on the 49ers to win the Super Bowl, plus 225. I just think you look all around team. Purdy, they have the quarterback. They have the weapons around them. Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, and C-Mac. The offense is unreal, and they're all healthy for the first time in probably a while. C-Mac has didn't complete a whole season, but he completed most of the season. So I really like and then the 49ers defense. They're just men out there playing with boys. So I really like the 49ers to capture the Super Bowl. I copied Denny and Fitz preseason finalists, Bills and 49ers. It's still plus 550. I took that, and then I took 49ers to beat the Bills in the Super Bowl 11-1 are my futures. So I think we're all on board with the 49ers and Bills. And yeah, it's scary leaving out Ravens because this is one of the best Ravens team, so they've said, in the history of Ravens football. So that is the one team that scares me from losing a lot of my bets. But I think this is I'm a Josh Allen truther. I know that's hard to say sometimes. But if he takes care of the ball, like Denny said, just take care of the ball, Josh. Don't be stupid. Slide, get out of bounds in the red zone. You don't need to take chances throwing the end zone on first down and getting it picked off. I think the Bills beat the Ravens. So those are my bets. Anything to add, gentlemen? Cards. I know it's a big time for cards in the shop, buying, holding, selling. It's playoff time. We know if someone has a big game, a big upset, that quarterback might skyrocket. Do we have a potential buy or sell at the moment or after round one that you are potentially looking at, Denny?
So as we were talking this morning, the Texans have gone from 50-1 to 71. Maybe I just missed it earlier. So 70-1, not 50-1. And then the Packers have gone from 90-1 to 100. So, I mean, again, are those going to happen? No, but but they might, and you could hedge out. So to answer your question about cards, I think it's too late to buy most people right now, right? Hopefully you bought them preseason and offseason. Maybe you bought them when they were down midseason or something like that. I think the player with the biggest mover potential in the playoffs is Jordan Love. So Jordan Love has gone from this kind of hyped preseason, had a couple of good games, midseason kind of struggled. The Packers struggled. But late in the season, he's kind of quietly, in my opinion, put together the best 6 or 7 games. Or he's a top 3 quarterback in the last 6 or 7 games. I don't think he's a top 3 quarterback in the league, but he's the guy who they win a game or two, people start getting really excited about. So again, I'm not saying you should buy any player right now. I think it's too late from a card standpoint if you're buying to flip. And I think the strategy on everyone else is try to sell right before they lose. So,
with a question for you, excuse me, with CJ Stroud, his price is so crazy right now. Is he a hold or a sell, in your opinion, especially with the new Prism? He has no autographs. His base cards are doing like $60 in that product. We hit a gold in the shop of Anthony Richardson out of 10. And the guy that got it sold it for $4K. Is it the time to sell CJ Stroud right now?
Stroud's went for 12.
Stroud's went for 12, yeah.
The same card went for 20. Is that card did 10?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So,
or can you see Stroud keep going up?
So a lot of thoughts on this. So the text that Seto sent us about the guy who's just buying up Prism, you saw that text, and he was
that novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his thoughts are there's just limited autos of these rookie quarterbacks. It's a pretty decent class. Stroud's the class of the class. I would not sell Stroud right now. If he wins a game, he's going to pop a little more, and I think I might sell him and then buy him back in the offseason. I think I'm a believer long-term in him. It's only 1 year, and there might be a sophomore slump, whatever. But I do believe in him, so I'm not selling him right now. He just came off a big win. That's a big win for a rookie last week, right? To win when you have to. That was like a playoff game, and he won that. This is a real playoff game. So I think I'm a hold. Like this week, I'm a hold on Stroud, leaning more towards buy than sell right now. And then if he wins this game against the Browns, then I think that's a sell opportunity because I think he'll go up 10, 20, 30%, something like that if he wins.
It's an interesting take. I believe it. I think Anthony Richardson's going to be really good too. But he's always freaking hurt, even in college. So that's scary to me too.
Yeah. But he's a guy because he's hurt. No one's talking about him. You can buy him now and sell him preseason hype. It doesn't even matter if he does that well. Like I'd rather, who am I holding long term right now, Stroud or Richardson? I think it's Stroud, right?
Right.
But Richardson's a good buying opportunity now because he's down.
And Bryce Young, buy the heck out of Bryce.
Yeah. We have a listener question. They want to know, Denny, what do I do with my Flacco, Baker, and Mason Rudolph cards?
He's trying so hard.
All right, Mr. Listener, why do you have any of these cards? If you just found him,
dude, that's going back and finding a Browning rookie.
Yeah,
people just were doing that.
Yeah,
a lot. I don't know why that's not in the trash.
I think you sell any of them while they're hot right now. It's a sell. Sell this week if they win. Definitely sell next week. As fun as it is to talk about Flacco, like he already won a Super Bowl and nobody was talking about, like no one was collecting.
But his cards would go insane if they imagine the story. It's like kind of like the Purdy, like the story is so good. Obviously the team is loaded, but the last pick in the draft wins. Like that's like a movie script.
Yeah.
Like if Joe Flacco comes out of retirement, wins, will this be a second?
Yeah.
That's like a.
Would you put him up there with
notch?
Like Kurt Warner?
Yeah, that's another notch up.
Yeah.
There's only so many
Warner,
guys.
good comparison.
We
will rally behind Kurt. Who was the coach? Vermeil?
Yeah.
Was crying. Remember when Trent Green went down? He's like, Kurt Warner guy was crying. We will rally. And then Kurt comes out and wins the Super Bowl. It was amazing.
Yeah. No, it'd be cool to see Flacco make a run. That'd be cool. I'm rooting for CJ, but that'd be fun if he made a run.
I think the Texans, we talked about, but if there is a script, right, it's got to be Browns versus Ravens, second round. That would be incredible. That's the last thing the Ravens want to see.
Be careful what you wish for. Script of the NFC Championship, Cowboys 49ers. Trey Lance. Cooper Rush gets hurt. Dak gets hurt. Trey Lance.
Hollywood.
That would be great.
Hollywood.
This would move to Canada. Oh, fun show. Market movers. You could say, speaking of cards, market movers save 20% after a free 14-day trial. Visit marketmoversapp.com and use the promo code No Offseason. We love our guys over there. No Offseason. Well, that's going to be all for today. Good luck with your bets. Thanks to our listeners for riding with Graybos, and be sure to tune in next time. Leave us that 5-star review. We out.
Driblets.
I have one more thing to say before listen, if you're a gambling addict, close your ears. I'm not talking to you. I'm not trying to encourage someone to gamble that shouldn't. But if you're like a regular gambler person that can handle a little action, get your money in this weekend. NFL playoff betting is the freaking best. Love you, Giblets.
Yeah, even if it's like $5, it's just so fun. Especially when your team's out of it. Find a team to root for. 49ers fans, let's go.
When I go to sleep, I don't see sheep, see dollar signs. $100 got him beat the eyes for the 100th time at a money line. Brock Purdy was irrelevant, now I'm at the front like a cutting line. G5 to the power 5, Gray was on fire like it's summertime. I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window?